One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Mtale. Top stories in the news. Chinsali farmers deposit 3 million kwacha FISIP contributions. Government invites mining investors to plant trees. Plus youths in Sesheke cry for jobs. Zanis News in detail. Over 3 million kwacha has been deposited by about 7,600 farmers under the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP in Chinsali District, Muchinga Province, as part of their contributions to access the farming inputs. Miriam Kumwenda reports that the farmers have since started collecting the inputs following the district having received its allocation of D compound and urea fertilizer.
They keep arriving in the district and province at large. Chinsali district in Muchinga province has continued to receive the 2022-2023 farming inputs for farmers under the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP, barely a week after a fortnight. The district agriculture coordinator, Francis Zimbati, has confirmed the arrival of more inputs in Chinsali district.
We've received 750 metric tons of D compound as well as 161 metric tons of urea. Now these figures are as at yesterday, but I think as you saw from the shed, a lot more trucks have come in and we should be able to get an update from the warehouse officer. So basically that's that. We've got enough seed. The distribution, I think we are almost at 70%. So I think we should be able to conclude soon.
Mr. Mbati adds that the district has reached 70% towards payments of imports by farmers.
Farmers deposited 7,637. Deposits to target is 829, which should have gone down by now since we started this morning. This figure was at yesterday. So looking at these figures, we've done about 90% of the deposits are done. The amount that has been deposited by our farmers in Chinsali is 3,054,800. We've generated 1,112 authority to collect document. The farmers that are on these ATCs are 7,013.
Meanwhile, the district authority is happy with the distribution exercise.
Concerning the distribution of farming input, so far so good. Chinsali is doing well.
The coming of more inputs has made farmers at ease. Miriam Kumwenda reporting for Zanis in Chinsali, Muchinga province.
Kasama Municipal Council has disbursed over 1 million kwacha as empowerment grants to 28 cooperatives under the fourth quarter allocation of the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Director of Planning at the Council, Zindaba Malanda, says more than 100 cooperatives and groups have benefited from the empowerment grants in 2022.
The Constituency Development Fund has come as a game changer that is empowering several marginalized groups in society. Kasama District today concluded the final disbursement of grants for the fourth quarter CDF allocation to the remaining 28 groups. Beneficiaries are happy with the development.
Shindalama batupela shalatu afasana. Mkwai ama projects tu chitaye ngi yala kulira konga gardening tu chitaye fwe palwesu gatwa wapamo. Twala kusha inchende twale eliminapo yala kulirako ichile pirulo kweba tina production naye na yala kula
video boya ntanshi watu wadidila tamufide okubwerera panuma so ifitwa pokenda la mesh twala lunduruka pera twali twale tekere ngo kodomba tulefu twamere uteke inkumba bakuti tukasambirisha abana bestu na mayo nini kafukatila wabana.
And Clement Chileshe, a representative from Kapongolo Ward Development Committee, appealed to the beneficiaries to ensure the funds are rightly utilized.
Make sure application form here is send money. So send money.
Meanwhile, Director of Planning at Kasama Municipal Council, Zindaba Malanda, also encouraged the beneficiaries.
The empowerment grants are intended to promote economic growth and job creation. The beneficiary groups should therefore use the grants for the intended purpose so that we can change the socio-economic status of our district.
A total 105 cooperatives from both Lukasha and Kasama Central constituencies that were approved for 2022 have since been paid. Ntazanga Mumba for Zanis in Kasama.
In Northwestern Province, Minister of Green Economy and Environment Collins Nzovu has appealed to mining investors to partner with government to plant trees in order to protect the forest. Speaking during the national launch of the 2022-2023 tree planting season in Kalumbira district, Mr. Nzovu says trees are important as they play a critical role in the provision of water needed to generate energy, which is required by the mines to operate. Chaibu Nkoma gives us the following details.
Planting more trees contributes to global restoration efforts, restoring lost forests, repairing damaged ecosystems, and mitigating climate change. Minister of Green Economy and Environment Collins Nzovu is in Kalumbira district, one of the mining area of Northwestern Province, launching the 2022-23 national tree planting season.
Hearing from the general manager, I wanted to challenge you, sir, and ask you and all mining companies to partner with us in ensuring that we protect our forests. This energy you need for your production has to be conserved. And the biggest way, the best way is by conserving our forests. These forests protect our headwaters. These are the forests responsible for us to receive enough rainfall for hydropower generation.
FQM Trident Limited General Manager Junior Kiza says the mining firm is committed to planting more trees.
In 2021-2022 tree planting season, we planted 50,000 tree seedlings on the mine site and also the surrounding communities. This season, we have already prepared 19 hectares of land and raised our objective to planting 60,000 trees this year. A great effort has been made to harvest topsoil from mining footprints for future use and prepare the land in a manner that promotes establishment of trees.
British High Commissioner to Zambia Nicholas Woolley also takes part in the tree planting exercise.
The UK is proud to play a role in supporting Zambia on green growth and natural resource management for the benefit of all Zambians through responsible investment.
This year's 2022-23 National Tree Planting Season is being launched under the theme Plant a Tree and Save the Earth. For Zanis News, I am Chaibu Nkoma in Kalumbira District, Northwestern Province.
Thank you, Chaibu, for that report. Zanis News continues. The three-day U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit in Washington, D.C. has concluded with calls for renewed partnerships for prosperity and strengthening ties in shared vision for the future. Brian Swisher reports from Washington, D.C. that President Hakainde Hichilema joined his counterparts from Africa to add and strengthen the vision of the continent as it charts new partnerships with the USA.
Renewed partnerships for prosperity and strengthening ties in a shared vision for the future of USA and Africa relations could not have been better deliberated than at the three-day US-Africa Leaders Summit in Washington, D.C. A total of 49 heads of delegations were in attendance where major deals were clinched and commitments made. President Hakainde Hichilema joined his counterparts from Africa to add and strengthen the voice of the continent as it charts new partnerships. The president was accompanied by three cabinet ministers, namely Ministers of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Stanley Kakubo, Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mulenga, and Mines and Mineral Development Minister Paul Kabuso and other technocrats. President Hichilema during the summit and sidelines of the event delivered statements where he shared with the continent on the future of Africa and Zambia in particular.
Say on behalf of the people of Zambia, we're very, very delighted to be here today, and it's really a great moment for us. I know we're here on a mission of the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit, that that summit is anchored on getting things done to unlock our economies. It's the politics, it's peace, security, stability on one side. Politics, peace, security, stability. On the other side is economic reconstruction, is development. It's all of the things that are associated with what we can deliver when the economy is functioning. So I wish to pay a special recognition to President Biden and his government for arranging this summit and also for getting us here.
President Biden, who hosted the high-level engagement meeting, reassured the leaders of equal opportunities to promote mutual interest, growth, and prosperity.
Yesterday, the United States is all in on Africa and all in with Africa. African voices, African leadership, African innovation, all are critical to addressing the most pressing global challenges and to realizing the vision we all share, a world that is free, a world that is open, prosperous, and secure. Africa belongs to the table in every room where global challenges are being discussed, and in every institution where discussions are taking place. That's why I announced in September at the United Nations General Assembly that the United States fully supports reforming the UN Security Council to include permanent representation for Africa. And today I'm also calling for the African Union to join the G20 as a permanent member of the G20.
Certainly, development of the continent and more so Zambia cannot be achieved in isolation. The engagement of partners such as the United States will definitely go a long way in fostering new economic engagement, peace, good governance, promoting food security, addressing the climate crisis, and giving youth a voice. I'm Brian Swisha reporting for Zanis in Washington, D.C., USA.
Now, Tinembewe reports that over 1,000 small-scale farmers in Sioma district have benefited from this year's Food Security Park Feast program. District Community Development and Social Protection Officer Good Hope Caputo says the program has benefited 1,500 households in 14 communities.
In a bid to reduce food insecurity, government has continued implementing various poverty reduction initiatives, including the Food Security Pact program. In Sioma district of Western Province, about 514 small-scale farmers have been empowered with food security packs for the current farming season. Sioma District Community Development and Social Protection Officer Good Hope Caputo discloses that 14 wards have been targeted for this farming season.
This program is aimed at improving the food security at household level, and we are hoping with the rainfall pattern that we've seen, our farmers will have a good harvest, which will see. And we've targeted 14 areas, namely Stoti, Kalongora, Nalwashi, Mulere, Ngombe, Sioma, Nakabunze, Kanja, we have Sankandi, we have Liawangu, and we have also Atebe.
And a beneficiary in Mulele area, Nawina Mtema, thanks government for providing them with maize seed, fertilizer and cowpeas, adding that it will help in improving food security at a household level.
Lwafumana kutulo pana kuli kutulo yale yaluimula pane kulavotana yalutusa mane ya kutulo kuli lufumane serucha mane nizemu za kuitusisa.
Meanwhile, Mukonda Kalimbwe, another beneficiary, appeals to government to consider sending them farming imports earlier in Western Province due to its unique nature.
Ala kuli aine lihande silimose konane lokupakuli kambe kintu ekona hala muso zwele pili kuna lutali manga kanako kuli kambe baitane langa fela kulufa kwa teni lipeo kanako wakuli masimu aluna kwanu ama muativa ama mu kiamwa mazulu moko mululi mama bala ni mwamishitu chele masimu ashuta na shutana chele muso kambe no kaitane langa kulubonela nga kanako lipeo kono kwane kulaka lulo yeba ezize ba muso lwaitumela luli kama walutiselize kukala fo bakalezi mane kufitani fana ko yefolo za maya sulu hape mwana kwa chwale nibona kuli muso ubelekile sulu silimose.
Government has remained committed in improving food and nutrition security, especially amongst the vulnerable households in the country. Tinembewe for Zanis News, Sioma District, Western Province.
We take you back to Muchinga province, where Pamela Inambao reports that the street kids have returned to the central business district in Chinsali district barely a month after 75 children were removed and integrated with their families. District Social Welfare Officer Ines Mulenga says there is more work to be done if the streets in Chinsali are to be free from street children.
They are back on the streets barely a month after they were integrated with their parents. These street children, who are not just stealing but also begging for food and money from people, among other things, were last month integrated with their parents by a task force which was formed to remove them from the streets of Chinsali town. And following the exercise that was taken by the task force team, an investigation was taken by the Department of Social Welfare to find out why these young children are on the streets, as the situation is worrisome.
We found that they are coming from very vulnerable households, which really need to be rehabilitated. So we got these 12 children, 4 were girls and 8 were boys. We replaced them under the orphanage, which they are even in school.
Ines Mulenga added that it is worrisome to note that some of the parents to these children are actually on social cash transfer scheme.
Some children, the parents are even on social cash transfer. We told them, please take care of the children. The government is doing what is everything possible to at least to provide even just a meal for these children and take them to school, because school is free.
And Priska Mwansa, a member of the task force committee, says more research needs to be done if the district is to remain free from street children.
We need to find out what is it that is making them to come into the streets. Then we find the interventions on how to help them. Is it their parents? Or maybe they are genuinely in need of help.
Last month, a task force on the removal of street children in Chinsali district in Muchinga province swung into action and integrated 75 children with their parents from the streets in the central district of Chinsali. Pamela Inambao reporting for Zanis in Chinsali, Muchinga province.
Young people in Sesheke district have appealed to government and its cooperating partners to set up industries in order to create employment. The youths are flocking to neighboring Namibia to seek short-term employment. Sifue Mwangala has the rest of the story.
Having industries in any given area increases employment levels and helps boost the economy of that area. This is why some youth in Sesheke district are appealing to government to consider putting up industries where youth can be working to earn a living.
We find it difficult to make a living as the youths. The only industry we have is only to go and make pieceworks in Namibia. We are asking the government if it can give us something to do as the youths. They build us something that can be industrial.
General kupa kwa tena boye chechi bashinga na president. Kuli balo bone kwa tena kwa at least bafumane kwa tena kuli balo pangene be shoprite kwa sheke kwanu. Kuli luitu sangeri kakao fela malo sona kwezi zanga kuli. Ne kwa lumu na lwafumana tena shop kwa kulati ya business asichaba zo kuli basikelo ya mana mibe.
Mbangweta wa Kungoma has also called for the completion of Sesheke Trades Training Institute in order to equip them with skills development.
We have got a trade here, we call it Sesheke Trade. It has been here for more than 10 years. Up to now, it's not yet finished. It's not even open. So we want that thing to be open. Maybe at the youth also, we can also make a living.
Sifue Mwangala, Zanis News in Sesheke District, Western Province.
And finally in the news, the church in Joma has praised government for initiating various development programs aimed at empowering the youth. Pilgrim Wesleyan Church National Presiding Bishop Jordan Siajitema says the introduction of free education policy and increased constituency development fund CDF are helping improve the welfare of vulnerable youths through the skills training and education bursaries. Here are the details.
The Pilgrim Wesleyan Church has held its National Youth Conference in Choma District. Youths from various parts of the country have convened here. Southern Province Minister Cornelius Mwetwa, who was represented at the event by Provincial Deputy Permanent Secretary Yolanta Malunga, has underscored the important role the youth play in national development.
Youth play a very vital role
in increasing productivity, productive human resource, taking up very leadership positions, driving economic growth forward, and making valuable political decisions that are of a long-lasting impact in the affairs of the country. You are all encouraged to maximize this opportunity for your own personal development.
The church is grateful to government for prioritizing the welfare of the youth.
I'm also appreciating the policies of the government, especially in the area of education. And any policy that makes education better in this country pleases us as a church. So we are saying thank you to the entire New Dawn government for the CTF, which is not just developing the communities, but it is also uplifting the welfare of the pupils in schools.
The church is also committed to complementing government's efforts in the education sector.
Come January, there will be another very, very important milestone which we will strike. We may do the groundbreaking ceremony for the new site where we are constructing and building the Africa Wesleyan University. And our first campus will be built in Zimbabwe.
And a representative of the youth, Willard Mwanza, has urged his peers to take advantage of the Constituency Development Fund in order to contribute to job creation.
But we thank God for the CTF that is there. And it is my message to my fellow youths that it is not always a white-collar job. It's not always that we should knock at the door of our parents for the jobs, but we can do a lot of initiatives that we can access these grants if we have that integrity enough and be able to use the money prudently, and it will better our lives.
Ronia Sakala, Zanis, in Choma.
As we conclude Zanis News, a look at the stories that made headlines. Chinsali farmers deposit 3 million kwacha FISIP contributions. Government invites mining investors to plant trees. Plus youths in Sesheke cry for jobs. Thank you very much for staying with us. Remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. My name is Juliet Ndelis saying pleasant viewing.